Strickland and Dricus du Plessis have both promised an action-packed fight on Saturday when they meet in the main event of UFC 297. Their 5-round showdown highlights the main UFC 297 fight card, which starts at 10 p.m. Eastern Time from Scotiabank Arena in Toronto. Strickland's first defense of his middleweight belt comes against a challenger with a similar straightforward, brawling style with sometimes optional defense. Strickland and du Plessis have repeatedly asserted this week that they won't take a backward step when the bell rings Saturday in the first UFC pay-per-view card of 2024. Strickland is a -130 betting favorite, risk $130 to win $100, while du Plessis is priced at +110 in the latest UFC 297, Strickland vs du Plessis odds. In the co-main event, the vacant women's bantamweight title is at stake when Mayra Bueno Silva, -175, takes on Raquel Pennington, +150. Before locking in any picks for UFC 297, make sure you check out the MMA predictions and betting advice from SportsLine expert Daniel Vithlani. From breaking down film and following fighters and their camps closely, to tracking sharp action and betting market signals, Vithlani covers the breadth of the MMA betting landscape top to bottom. He also trains amateur boxers and speaks regularly with MMA fighters to understand the sport's nuances. Vithlani made his SportsLine debut last January of last year and swept the main card for UFC 283 with a 5-0 record and has been a consistent winner ever since. At UFC 292 in August, he predicted the upset for underdog Sean O'Malley, +210, against Aljamain Sterling, -250, in the bantamweight championship main event. Anyone who has followed Vithlani already has seen massive returns. Now, with UFC 297, Strickland vs du Plessis in sight, Vithlani has studied the card from top to bottom and released his top picks and best bets. You can only see those picks at SportsLine. Just a few short months ago, this matchup for the middleweight title would have been among the least expected for MMA observers. Coincidentally, their divergent paths over the past year led to their meeting in Saturday's main event. The bombastic Strickland, 28-5, was climbing the rankings behind a 6-fight winning streak before he was knocked out by Alex Pereira in a title eliminator in July 2022. This was followed by a split decision loss to veteran contender Jared Cannonier that had seemingly relegated Strickland to the role of middleweight top 10 gatekeeper. Meanwhile, du Plessis, 20-2, was surging up the ranks behind a string of stoppage wins against notable contenders. The South African's upset knockout of former champion Robert Whittaker set the stage for a showdown with Adesanya, with whom there had been a budding rivalry. But du Plessis was unable to make UFC 293 because of a foot injury, and the promotion turned to Strickland in large part because he was the only notable contender who Adesanya hadn't already faced and defeated.